Right? Now I'm going to do a review of Thundercats 2011, in Season 2, Episode 9, in the Forever Bag. Hey. And I don't know what's going on, because this is the third straight video I've recorded with the counter on my webcam as I'm going. So, I'm going to keep talking, and it'll take as long as it takes. So it looks like I got my wish about the last week's episode, that picking up about WilyKat and WilyKit's current story, that so after the raccoon thief took it, and they want their flames and their flute back. So he gets them into this forever bag. I was originally going to make this homage to Alice in Wonderland, but I realized what turned out to be a better fit for the film Merlin's Mystical Shop of Wonders. As for those who are not fans of B-movies or Mystery Science Theater 3000, I'll give you a premise. Merlin's Mystical Shop of Wonders was a horror film that was infamously attempted to be re-edited into a children's film. As such, it became one of the first coins of the term nightmare fuel when it was featured on MST3K. Anyway, I also like the nice little mythology gag they put in here that the term their password to get into the bag is Rankin-Bass, which is, of course, as reference to Rankin-Bass Animation, he's in the studio that produced the original Thundercats show from the 80s. Anyway, they get into the bag, they get their stuff out, but then they're introduced to these three other street hoodlums, like their children, like them. One's a flying squirrel, another one's a lizard, and yet another one appears to be some sort of rat. Or maybe it's a possum, I couldn't really tell. That I only kept how there was a hat covering most of his face. Anyway, they get them into more heists, and it eventually gets them on the city's most wanted list. And as a result, convince them into stealing this big gem. But then it turns out he had been stiffing them. Well, I'm sorry if I'm not. Forgive me if I'm not wording that properly, but then they gave a keep away with her bag, and then his Toka tries to get away. He discovers that it will have a fake bag switch on it, one of several fake bags they made, in case he tried to double cross them, which he did. And so, the other kids, it's the lizard, so the flying squirrel, and the whatever that the last one is. Please, if you know what that creature is, tell me. So Tricky gets sent to jail, but it turns out he's stolen a little bobby pin from another dog, so he can use it to pick a lock out of there. So he's still is getting out on this. Anyway, I think even though this was a nice little breather after the really dark last episode, it still has a fair amount of danger into it. It was a creative process with this forever bag. It was one of the nice applications of the bag of holding, and I like the design of a lot of the stuff they were getting, and sort of like how they kept the jewelry in these giant clamshells. No, literally, I'm serious. They're big clamshells. Like it's what you use to keep a gemstone on if you're watching the Flintstones. It's good to see a lot more of the city where they're in, and now that WilyKat and WilyKit have their flute and their flames back, that's probably going to be going back to the complex where they sort of plunder. And the crisis of Lionel, and Lionel and the others trying to find the rest of the stones. Okay, so got done my verdict. I'm going to give this episode strong 3.5 out of 5 stars. Not 3.5 out of, sorry, 3.5 out of 4 stars. Anyways, I'm honestly wondering what's gonna happen next week's episode. Ever since this show debuted last July, they've really made a good attempt to keep me in. And anyway, that's all I have to say. The comments in the box below, and I'll see you later.